Hi everybody. On the 12th of January, we've got a full moon at 22 degrees of Cancer. And this is a particularly strong moon, not only because the moon is in its own rulership in Cancer, so it's really at home in this sign, but we've also got a grand cross happening in cardinal signs. So what does this mean? Well, the first thing that I want to say is that 22 degrees, not only is 22 a power degree, but it's also going to be the degree of the big lineup that I've been talking about that's coming in Capricorn in 2020. So to me, this is a precursor of the kinds of things that we're building towards during the year of 2020, which is a very big year of restructuring, resetting our world and our lives in many ways. So looking at this grand cross, I always think of a grand cross as being pulled in different directions. North, east, south and west all require your attention. If you spend too much time in one area, the other three are going to say, hello, we need some attention here, and they could pull your life off balance, almost like having the rug taken from under your feet. But if you can pin yourself down, imagine like a tent with 4 tent pegs on the ground, stably and balanced, you'll find that you're going to really ride these energies very well and very powerfully. So let's look at this cross, because what happens is during the cross is that it will be very helpful to find out where is this falling in your chart, to see which houses of life are being triggered. So this moon in Cancer, what does it want? It wants comfort. It wants nurturing. It wants loving. It wants to know that it's safe. So it's very important at the time of this full moon to really fulfill your safety needs, to do whatever it takes. Maybe it's a gorgeous meal, maybe it's something where you go into nature, maybe it's a massage, maybe it's just checking that your finances are in order. Whatever it is that gives you that sense of love and nurturing, that's what this full moon is wanting to encourage in you. And if you're not feeling that, then chances are this is going to be a very emotional moon, because Cancer rules emotions, and it may show you now, shine a light on where you're feeling lonely and maybe a little unloved, and where you can now maybe make some changes in your life to open up to some new experiences, because this month is wonderful because we've got a fabulous aspect, which is this Jupiter opposite Uranus, but I'm going to come to that in a moment, because let's just look at this strong pull between the Sun and Pluto. It's a wide conjunction, but nonetheless the energies are together in Capricorn, and this moon in Cancer. So Capricorn is all about reality, being real, having a plan, having a strategy, doing the work, pushing yourself maybe at the expense of your emotional comfort. So be very aware of, yes, it's necessary, we live in this world of form of things, and we have to have money and food and shelter and all those kinds of things, and a plan for that is important, but at the same time, do you have enough of that gentleness in your life, softness, which is what this moon in Cancer is triggering. So there's this pull here between the serious world and the nurturing. To me, this is the adult in you, this is the child in you. Now we've got this fabulous aspect, and I'm doing a video all about this because it's prevalent this year. 27th of December, it's exact. On the 7th of March of 2017, it's exact. And the 27th of September of 2017. It's also exact. So it's an energy that's with us all year. It's Jupiter opposite Uranus. It is known by some in the astrological circles as the thank the Lord aspect, because it's an aspect that can suddenly change your luck. Suddenly everything that looks as though it's been difficult can just turn around in a moment. To me, this is the energy of the enlightener, light bulbs going off. It's also the energy of the Kundalini energy, of an awakening, opportunity to awaken something inside of you, and really your luck can change overnight. As this largely rules relationships, expect your view of relationships to change. For those of you who maybe have found it difficult to get into a relationship, it's just under this aspect of Jupiter-Uranus that the most oddest people get into relationships. They find somebody, it's all of a sudden everything shifts. It's also a release from feeling restricted. So these are very different energies. We've got the fire energy, this wonderful fire energy of, what's important to you? What excites you? What makes you feel passionate? Then we've got this air energy. And to me, fire and air is upward energy. So this is like taking you up and out to miracles, to things that you just can't see. And then all of a sudden, the magic can happen. But as I said, more in another video where I will go into detail. I will be posting that very shortly as to the different houses. Where does this fall? Which houses does this hit in your chart? And I will be covering the kinds of things that you might encounter with that transit during this coming year. So this is an opportunity here to consciously connect with that source energy, the source of life that produces miracles. This here is your downward energy, the earth energy, living in this world of things, and how do you manage it? So you're working here with your emotions and your practicalities. And to me, what this new year starts with is an encouragement from these planetary alignments to say, let's get our house in balance. Let's make sure I'm having enough sense of community, of closeness, of gentleness in my life. Let's have a loose structure at the very least, or maybe a stronger structure, but that it's in balance. And let's have some inspiration and some passion and some opportunity to break out of existing patterns. So let me give you an example of how I think that this is working in my life. It's very easy to get comfortable. At least I find it easy. Maybe you don't. But for me, I like certain things, certain routines, to know I'm going to eat at various times, and I've had to get more flexible about that. But what this aspect has been asking me is to move out of time and space and to connect with something different. Dr. Joe Dispenza, who I admire greatly, talks a lot about, he studies people who have had remission, total remission from very serious diseases. And one of the things that nearly all the people did was to spend long periods of time outside of time and space so that they could reinvent themselves, because that's really what it takes. More on that in the next video, but what I'm seeing here is that what I asked for, because I was in so much pain in my physical body, was to connect with that source energy. What's that energy that's getting my heart to beat? That's breathing without me thinking about it, that's moving the blood around my veins, that's digesting my food, all the things that we don't do consciously. You might want to ask for something conscious. And since asking for that, I haven't had actually any yoga lessons I've just gotten in touch with what my body is asking for. And this only happens really when I'm outside of time and space. When I'm inside that time space and I'm thinking about, oh, I must do this and I must remember that, or I haven't done that and I must call that person, it's more difficult to get in touch with. When you give yourself that space to go beyond time, you'll be amazed at the kind of magic you can create. So here are your New Year paintings. I painted two. A lot of you have asked why circles, so no circles this time, but some nice spirals. That's one. And just to cheer you and give you some bright colours to celebrate and to bring the joy of this new year in. I just want to thank you so very much for all your kind comments and for watching, because without you, I wouldn't have anything to create and to give to you. Happy, happy, happy 2017.